A very big day here in Israel as the ceasefire agreement that has been talked about for the past many days has actually gone into effect. Let's explore what this means, especially for Israel. Shalom, my friends. This is Israel in 5 with Akiva Gersh, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. This morning at 4 a.m. Israel time, the ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah went into effect. What does that mean? Let's explore the details of this ceasefire, but let's just zoom out for a moment and understand the context in which this ceasefire agreement is taking place. Remember that on October 8th, 2023, over 13 months ago, Hezbollah started to fire rockets into Israel. This has been an ongoing war since, of course, the day after Hamas terrorists, thousands of them, poured into Israel, attacking communities all along the Gaza border on October 7th, 2023. Before this, there was no conflict, no current conflict with Hezbollah. The only reason they got involved was to open up another front with Israel in the immediate aftermath of the horrible and deadly attack by Hamas on October 7th, and to create a more intense and more challenging situation for Israel. And that again has been going on for the past 13 months. Every single day since October 8th, 2023, there have been rockets fired into Israel. There have been military drones, suicide drones, laden with explosives, flown into Israel airspace. Israelis, especially in the north, millions of them have been going to shelters, going to bomb shelters for over a year now. Many communities along the border with Lebanon completely empty as they had to flee for their lives, had to leave and find shelter in other parts of the country for safety and security reasons. Many of these towns have been ghost towns this entire year. Many of the buildings and homes in these villages and towns bombed, damaged, and even destroyed. Now let's look at the details of this ceasefire agreement to see what it is and what Israel agreed to, and even a little bit why. There's a lot of discussion. Is this the right thing to do? Is this not the right thing to do? Is this going to be good for Israel? Is it not? Of course, time will tell to see if the ceasefire actually sticks. But the details of the ceasefire are as follows. Hezbollah has signed that they will not act aggressively towards Israel. No more shooting rockets. No more shooting military drones into Israeli airspace. Basically, no more fighting, right? Israeli troops will remain in Lebanon for up to 60 days from the time of the declaration of the ceasefire, which again was this morning at 4 a.m. Israel time. Just yesterday, Israeli forces reached the Litani River for the first time since Israel pulled out in 2000, following the multi-year presence of Israeli troops in southern Lebanon following the first Lebanon war. Right, the Lebanese Army will be deployed at all crossings in the country. Video footage was seen already last night of Lebanese soldiers already coming into towns and villages along the border with Israel to take up positions and to make sure that Hezbollah does not continue the fight against Israel, which is another factor, another piece of this ceasefire agreement, that the Lebanese army will take responsibility for making sure Hezbollah keeps to the agreement. There will be a no-fire zone in southern Lebanon, and inhabitants of southern Lebanon will be allowed to return to their homes. Any sale of arms to Lebanon or manufacture of military materials will be supervised by the Lebanese government. The United States is part of this agreement. They help broker this agreement, and they will head the supervising of this agreement. And there will be a committee that the U.S. oversees. France will be part of that as well. Basically, in plain language, what this will mean is that Israeli citizens will not be running towards shelters every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. Israeli towns and cities in the north will not be under constant attack, places like Nahariya, Haifa, Kiryat Shmona, and others. It means that eventually, not right away, but hopefully very, very soon, residents of the north, tens and tens of thousands of them, will be able to finally return home after 13 months, not living in their home communities, not living in their houses. This will also hopefully mean, ideally, and this is the reason why Israel has signed the ceasefire agreement, will bring a long-term security and safety to the north. and will hopefully lead to an end of all aggression and any aggression from Hezbollah terror organization. Israel was able to sign this ceasefire agreement and was open to for many reasons, including the fact that Israel, over the past many months, has delivered a huge blow to the Hezbollah terrorist organization, of course, taking out its leader, Nasrallah, but also taking out a lot of its means, taking out its financial capabilities, its military capabilities. Um, Before this war, it was estimated that Hezbollah had between 100,000 and 150,000 rockets. Last time I heard a report about this, that has been whittled down to a fraction, maybe a third of what they originally had. So this war against Hezbollah has been very successful on many fronts, literally wiping out Hezbollah strongholds, military positions all throughout southern Lebanon, and seriously and severely affecting their capabilities to move forward in the future. This ceasefire, we hope, will stick. This ceasefire, we hope, will be a lasting sense of peace, safety, and security for Israeli citizens, and eventually to the absolute end and the toppling of the Hezbollah terrorist organization. And last thing I'll say about this is that one hope of the Israeli government, and part of their reason for doing this, is that it will increase pressure on Hamas. This will take out one of the fronts that Israel is dealing with. This will allow Israel to focus on the major threat, the greatest threat here, which is Iran, and hopefully will lead to a ceasefire with Hamas that will include it. And the only way Israel will agree to a ceasefire with Hamas is that it must include a returning of all hostages back to Israel. We'll keep you updated. We'll keep you informed. All the best and be well.